Hi everyone, this is video number 2 in the Intro to Creation Consciousness series that I'm doing so that you all can be a little bit more familiar with the course that I'm launching in December. And so in the first video, I shared with you a little bit about what creation consciousness is. So if you missed that video, go check that out. You should have it in your email, or if you're checking this out on social media or YouTube, just scroll up and you'll see it. But today I want to talk with you about creation consciousness and the difference between that and manifestation or traditional manifestation as we've been doing it for the last however many thousands of years. And, in the last video, I shared with you that creation consciousness is more than just a process. It is really a frequency. It is a way of being. And that's the primary difference between creation consciousness and traditional manifestation. In traditional manifestation, if you have studied it from The Secret or any of the many methods that are out there about manifestation, there was typically a lot of hustle involved. There was a lot of visioning and vision boarding and mantra and reinforcement and continual work to create something or to manifest something into being. And it's not that any of that is wrong or bad or incorrect. It's just that we now have access for it to be a lot easier. And the reason why we have access for it to be a lot easier is because the collective shift that has happened in 2020 and in 2019, as we have really started to rise in frequency, has opened us up to a greater degree of connection with the divine feminine. And the divine feminine is the seed of creation here on earth. One of the big groups that I will be channeling in the program is the Divine Feminine Collective. And it includes a lot of different beings from a lot of different lineages that will be coming together to hold this sacred container of creation and bring that frequency through for all of you in the course. And I'll be speaking with you all more about the beings that I'll be channeling and working with in the course in another video. But what I want you to understand is that if you've been doing work in traditional manifestation and you're already a good manifester, this just makes the process a lot easier. And rather than having to, wait for a really, really long time for something to come into fruition, what I'm noticing as I am fully embodying this creation consciousness within my sacred being is that the manifestations are happening almost instantaneously. And the level of intuition and the level of connection that I have while running this frequency is heightened more than anything else that I've ever experienced here in my time on Earth. And so, in traditional manifestation, when it comes to all the effort that we were putting in, it's because we were really operating in a wounded masculine paradigm for, up until really recently, within 2012 is when that started to shift. But really just within the last couple of years, did we really start to anchor the divine feminine here on this planet. And I'll be teaching a lot in this course about why the divine feminine is the gateway, and how as we anchor into that, we will then be able to truly bring in the divine masculine in addition to that, or beyond that, to hold the structure and the container of our creations as we build them. And so whether or not, whether you're creating a business or you're creating a website or you're creating a book or you're just creating a new life for yourself and you want to anchor more joy, the divine feminine is the gateway to that. She opens the door for us to be able to birth things into reality in real time. And it's by holding and channeling that creation consciousness frequency within that divine feminine container that we will then start to birth that into reality. And then the divine masculine will be there to make sure our creation is there for the long haul, and that it grows legs and it can expand, and it can be expanded really organically in community and co-creation with spirit and with those around you. And I know that many of you might have already experienced tastes of this frequency, little bits of this frequency, because it was very much present during the early stages of the pandemic in March and April and May. Many people commented that they felt more expanded, more in alignment with their truth, and that they were able to slow down, and that's what created that expansion. And the challenge is that we still have the third dimensional rules applying, as you heard in my last video, and many people are still choosing to apply those into their life. And that's creating this friction. It's creating friction and conflict within ourselves and within our communities and within our families and our friend groups. And so part of stepping into creation consciousness and out of the traditional manifestation methodology is that we let go of so much of the effort and so much of the conflict, and we start to realize that every single thing that's happening in our life is co-creating with us in this creation consciousness frequency. And so, it's not that some of the things that you've been doing won't continue to work as we move to 5D. It's just that you're going to wear yourself out. There's going to be a high level of exhaustion that comes into your space if you're still trying to manifest in the old way. And quite honestly, there will be less success available to you in your endeavors if you're manifesting in that way. And it doesn't mean that you can't have success. It just means it might be a little bit smaller, a little bit more measured, or take a longer time. And my goal is to let everybody know that they have access to this frequency now. It already exists on our planet. It is here. All we have to do is choose to embody it. And so that's what we'll be learning in the course as we move through the creation process. And in my next video, I will share with you a little bit more about the creation process, the 6 steps that we'll be moving through in the 6 modules. And I'll also share with you a little bit more about blockers to the creation consciousness process and that frequency, and holding that frequency in your body, the blockers that may exist, and what we'll be addressing in the course. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. Video number 3 will be out in the next couple of days. Bye.